Get ready. It's time to surround yourself with some of the best attractions Central Florida has to offer. It's time for the Central Florida Sights and Sounds Podcast with your hosts, John and Anne Marie Carigliano.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Welcome to our family time. Welcome to our brotherly time. We're happy, giving and taking to the friends we're making. There's nothing we won't do. Welcome to our family time. Welcome to our happy to be time. This is a festival, you know, the best of all. We're here to share it all.
Welcome to Season 3, Episode 3 of the Central Florida Sights and Sounds Podcast, bringing you the sights and sounds of Central Florida's world-class attractions. And I'm your host, John Carigliano. Of course, is my wonderful wife, Miss Anne Marie.
Hi.
Well, we're here at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and what are we here for, Anne Marie?
Star Wars!
That's right. We're going to actually be doing, this episode and next episode is going to be almost like a two-parter.
Episodes 1 and 2.
Yeah, she went there, folks. I'm sorry. Anyway, we're actually going to be doing two parts of this Star Wars episode thingy.
So basically, the things that they've been open for a while, but we haven't actually did anything with them. So we have the Path of the Jedi movie, the movie that is in Launch Bay. And then the second episode is going to be Star Wars, the Galactic Spectacular.
Thank you. I couldn't have said it better myself. So for all of you that haven't had a chance to experience it, because we saw part of this movie when we were at Disneyland back in December, when over in the Interventions, where they are Interventions theaters.
Where they're Launch Bay.
Exactly. And so now we're going to see it in what used to be the Magic of Disney Animation, which
Sad.
has, I think, just about a week ago, it passed the 1 year mark since it closed. So.
Mushu.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, are you ready to head on in?
Okay.
All right, so let's go binaural right now and head on into the launch bay.
Welcome, travelers. Can I come to your left if you like to skip the film? 10-minute film on the left-hand side.
We're now going through the area where Stitch used to be, right, John?
Yeah, down to the left.
Pretty sure the last time we were in this theater is when the last time we saw the Magic of Animation show.
Well, actually, you did, but I actually saw this movie because one of the cast members said it was different than the Anaheim one. Not true. It's the same one in the Anaheim one. So, if you've seen the one in Disneyland, you can completely skip this audio experience.
Or you could just listen to us talk.
Or you can just listen to us talk, whatever. Whichever you'd like to do.
So I was talking to someone today about Launch Bay and telling them that it is not a permanent installation. More than likely it's going to go away once Star Wars Land opens. And then they'll do something with this. Who knows what, but they'll do something with it.
Well, we'll see what remains to be seen.
Well, because it kind of makes you wonder, after the major construction projects of Toy Story and Star Wars, what will become of Animation Courtyard?
It'll probably still be Animation Courtyard.
Well, but I mean, if they, what they'll do with this, because this was kind of the staple of Animation Courtyard, the art of Disney animation, and that is no longer with us. So it makes you just kind of wonder, like, what's in store for this area after the major projects are done. What kind of refurbishment this will go for.
It'll be interesting to see. Only time will tell.
So like 5 years from now,
Ooh. Yes.
Joe Brody with his dangly ear might do something.
They'll try and shoehorn Guardians of the Galaxy into Magic of Disney Animation.
Ellen's Energy Adventure, thank you very much.
I'm not too keen on that idea.
Of putting Guardians of the Galaxy where Ellen is.
Yeah.
It's 45 minutes of Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's like, where else am I going to be able to sleep besides Hall of Presidents? You know, I just had a scary realization. If Trump wins, Hall of Presidents is going to have a Donald Trump audio animatronic. I might have to throw something at it.
If there's anything keeping you from voting, just think of that.
Yes.
There will be Donald Trump animatronic at the Hall of Presidents forever.
Yeah, even after the 4 years.
And he's not going to be funny like Bill Clinton looking at his watch like 3/4 of the way through.
Oh God. That's a scary thought. Yikes.
So at our launch bay here, as it's different from the one in Disneyland. Like the movie in Disneyland kind of is just when you walk in, it's just kind of off to the side.
It's a very small
Yeah,
screen.
there's like nothing really to bring you in to actually go see it. It's kind of like one of those screens you see as you're just like kind of walking in somewhere.
Yep.
Like the way ours is set up here, we have the Launch Bay Theater, which shows the movie, and then, or you can just go the separate way into meet Chewbacca and Kylo Ren and see the memorabilia and stuff.
The best way I can describe the TV screen, it's like when you're walking into Soarin' around the world and there's that screen that's off to the
Yeah.
side that's just like kind of playing. You can stop and watch it, or you just keep on moving past it.
Like there's not even, there's like a couple of benches set up there too. It's not even set up like where you, like they almost like they don't want people to stop and watch it. Like 'cause
Yeah.
it's not like, it's not set up in a way where there's like maybe 3 or 4 benches there and then that's like it.
Yeah. So apparently, from what I've also been told, the handprints that were in this little courtyard area for some of the Walt Disney men were actually saved and they're stored somewhere. So I know you can't. What's that? What did you say?
Probably in the archives.
Probably.
It's actually like that big building at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
They put in the Ark of the Covenant. They're stored in a big warehouse. All right, so the doors are opening, so we're gonna get ready to head inside.
We got some stormtroopers here.
There's them stormtroopers again.
Don't be alarmed. We are here for your protection. Move along. Patrol, on your way.
Ready?
On your way.
That's a normal thing with the.
Who knows?
So the theater looks quite different.
It's the same. It just aesthetically looks different. The screen is completely different though.
Yeah.
Because it's a big screen.
You're a big screen.
Sure.
No me acuerdo de eso. Pues yo le había dicho a mamá y a otra, pero al final estábamos cerca de esto.
Esto está Star Wars Lunch Club.
Sí, sabemos, pero que se queda.
Ciao, ciao. Welcome to the Launchpad Theater. In just a few seconds, you will see a 10-minute movie about the making of Star Wars. During this movie, please refrain from eating, drinking, flash photography, and video recording. If you do need to exit, the exit doors in the back of the room on your right. We hope you enjoy the movie and may the food be with you.
It was so jaw-dropping when I first saw Star Wars. It had such an impact on me when I was studying film, and it really played a part in driving me into the film industry.
I was 11 years old and seeing the film for the first time. It was such a profound thing, not just because the movie itself was so entertaining, but because it said anything is possible.
I remember seeing it, I just felt like I know what I'm doing for the rest of my life. I am sitting here watching this tape over and over until I die.
I remember my dad putting me in the car to take me to see it, and I said, "Where are we going?" He said, "We're going to see the most amazing thing you've ever seen."
Star Wars is a revolution. You can't compare Star Wars to anything that came before it.
It was breaking new ground in ways that no one had ever really seen before.
I grew up in the late 70s, early 80s, and it was everywhere.
The word epic gets thrown around a lot now, but it really was just so huge.
As a kid, I really just loved that universe. And as I got older, I think I appreciated the filmmaking part of it more.
When you look at Star Wars, it is unbelievable how much they got right. Like, not just the story and not just the characters, not just the casting, not just the design, not just the music, but all of it. When you look at all of it and you think that didn't exist prior.
It is this strange combination of huge, massive world creation spectacle and really intimate psychological character stories.
What George hit upon was this kind of fun, exciting, adventure, self-empowerment kind of storytelling.
You may get sucked into it for some of the more fun aspects of it, and then as you grow up, the films grow up with you because you become older and more sophisticated and are able to peel back some of those mythic layers and appreciate those as well.
All of the people that worked on the designs for these films tapped into something perfect artistically. So just the shape of the Millennium Falcon, the shape, the idea of lightsabers.
And I remember seeing the graphic quality of the Death Star, the TIE fighters with those twin wings, the X-wings. And those were all just, such iconic shapes. They were like logos, essentially.
And it feels old, some of it worn out helmets. And you go, wow, whatever is in this universe has been going on for a very long time.
It had the random scuff marks and the scorching and the sort of junk in the corners and all the sort of little things that build up in everyday life that generally didn't appear in science fiction up to that point.
We'd never seen anything like it before, the visual effects in the movie. We didn't call it that. I mean, it looked real. It felt real.
There has been an awakening. Have you felt it?
To me, what was so exciting about The Force Awakens was that feeling of this brand new adventure, this brand new story that would be a bridge between what we know and who we know and everything that comes next.
Certainly for all young kids, they either wanted to be Luke Skywalker or they saw themselves as Han Solo. And I think that was a part of our challenge, was how are we going to bring new characters into this series that had that same kind of power.
While there was never a doubt that the visual opportunities were enormous, the worlds we would travel to, the creatures we would meet, the weapons and ships and landscapes that we would see would be stunning and exciting. None of that matters if you don't love the people in the ships. So at the core of this story had to be the thing that makes any story work, which is the characters.
It doesn't end there, though. This is just the first step on a long path to Star Wars into the future.
The Star Wars stories, as individual standalone films, give us the opportunity to explore some new territory. Some of them will be grounded in things that are familiar. Rogue One is about an event that's referenced in the crawl of Episode 4, the theft of the Death Star plans. What I love is that we are able to diversify Star Wars storytelling, explore some different genres, and yet stay inside the sort of larger galaxy of Star Wars that we all recognize.
There's so much story that we're telling across multiple movies, across different television shows, across all kinds of different media.
We're tasked with developing those stories and making sure they're cohesive, that they connect.
One of the things we always ask ourselves in the story group is, what's the best format for a story to be told? Is it a movie? Is it something in the animated space? Or is it a book or a comic?
Working on story and helping to guide those filmmakers and looking for ways in which we can push technology. That's what keeps it exciting and new and relevant. And what better way to do that than inside the Star Wars universe?
It is like some sort of, I was going to say it's kind of like a renaissance here, but it's not even that because we were never even doing this before. This is turning out a movie a year.
Everything from Rogue One and the other movies and shows like Rebels have the opportunity to do things that are both visually and tonally a little different to what you might consider classic Star Wars.
Everyone, hang on! I think it's fantastic what Dave Filoni and the Rebels crew have done to create that show. I think we've created some really wonderful characters and kind of establishing what the rebellion was like in its early stages. I think that's been really, really exciting.
I think there are a lot of kids who grew up on the prequels and on Clone Wars who are really excited about Rebels because in a way it picks up the story that they know. But their parents are excited about it because it also starts in a place that they recognize as being relevant to Episode 4.
I think to this day, Star Wars still represents this amazing universe. A place that only exists in the movies or in your imagination, but soon we're going to be building it in a physical way, a tangible way in our theme parks.
You're going to be able to walk inside these environments. You'll be on a planet. You'll be hurtling through space. It will be very, very immersive. It's nice to be involved in something where everybody cares so much. It's not just that they care about it because they're a fan, but they care about it because it had something to do with their life. I think it's great, frankly, when you get a group of people in the room and they're that energized to do great work.
We've found a lot of really wonderful, talented writers and filmmakers who are excited to work on Star Wars, who grew up with Star Wars, who love it.
The very first kind of movies that I and a lot of the people in my generation were making in our heads as kids was in that world of Star Wars.
I don't think I'm lying when I say Star Wars means the world to me. I just really wish someone had told me when I was 4 that I was going to get to make a Star Wars film, because I would have spent the last 36 years planning it.
It doesn't matter what age you are or where you grew up, there's something about Star Wars that you can connect with. It's more than entertainment. It's a very, very unique cultural force, and it's just as relevant now as it ever has been.
You go out in the world and you see a little kid engaging with Star Wars, and you understand it's their parents that have brought them into this world. It's this great generational thing. And if I'm able to help give a father or mother that gift that they pass along to their children, I think, that's incredible.
I don't know what it must be like to be a kid growing up with this much awesome. I don't know how it would have affected me. I probably would have been making films by the time I was 6. We're gonna need those kids in the future to keep this thing going because there's a lot to do.
I think with Star Wars, what people are looking forward to is sharing it with their friends, with their family, with their kids. And there's so many things on the horizon that I think we're going to have an amazing array of entertainment to thrill audiences for decades to come.
The Force will be with you. Always.
Thank you for joining us today, travelers. The exit door is in the back of the room on your right.
So there you go.
Well, a lot of the things they were saying in there is, it's really true because, like, you know, working at Hollywood Studios where all of this is happening, like, I see a lot more little girls now dressed up as Rey.
Yeah.
Instead of dressing up like Cinderella, they're dressing up like Rey. And which is a really cool thing that, you know, that character, even though she's new, is like resonating with young kids. You know? Jawas.
Yeah. They love trading stuff. Of course, we're passing through a lot of the models and whatnot. Wow. All the magic bands. I kind of miss when this place was like an animation thing, and they actually, interestingly enough, so I own a Stitch Big Fig at home. It was actually bought in that store, and so I kind of miss. I mean, it's exciting to see some of the new stuff, but you always treasure the old stuff because that's the stuff that you kind of brought up on. So our next stop is going to be Path of the Jedi, which is in the old Sounds Dangerous, aka Monsters, was it the Monster Sound Effect Studio? It's basically, I'm just going to call it the old Sounds Dangerous because that's the most recent thing that was in there.
And we're going to be passing by the Galaxy Far, Far Away show.
Yep. Not to be confused with the march, the Stormtrooper march.
Yeah, that's what's funny when people ask, like, where's Star Wars? Well,
it's everywhere.
You're going to have to be a tad bit more specific.
Yeah.
Go back.
Okay. So we're actually going to go behind it because there's just a lot of people over there. You know, it's even funny. So we're passing backstage. We saw Darth Vader come out, and then we saw Kylo Ren come out. And even though he's not on stage, well, on stage doing the show, he's still in character backstage, and that's just amazing. And for all of you that couldn't see that, excuse me, I gotta go change my pants now. There's these big, humongous boxes that are sitting back behind of those theaters, and that's the large projectors that actually project onto the Chinese theater. And trust me, they're not small either. They're like huge.
Valorant's about to have a 10th.
Yep. It's my favorite part.
Just bought that banner, Kylo. Cast members lovingly call that show, the Galaxy Far Far Away show, the Star Wars fashion show.
The Star Wars. That's right. Still amazingly, since the Bill Cosby allegations, his little pedestal has not returned. Or no, the pedestal, so the bust is not there. It is still a covered pedestal. And I think Indiana Jones just had a show dump. So interestingly enough, it looks like Star Wars Path of the Jedi got a more permanent sign now, instead of just a banner that just hugs the outside. And of course, if you look up in the ceiling, these little things are where the TVs used to sit. And it was like trivia. Actually, you know what? We'll use the audio fast pass for this. Go for it. Get in the back, if you can. Okay.
Jedi was one of the first things we did see in Disneyland.
It is.
And but from the version from that to the one they have now is slightly different.
Is it? Maybe both of them have been updated.
Well, it's been updated with Force Awakens.
Okay.
Like basically because when we saw it, the movie hadn't come out yet.
Correct.
So they just basically had a trailer.
Yes.
This one goes a little bit more in depth.
Gotcha.
Welcome everyone to the Path of the Jedi. During your presentation, please no eating, drinking, photography, or video recording. And if at any time you wish to exit the theater, please do so through the doors on your right-hand side. Thank you, folks, and enjoy the show.
For over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic. Before the Dark Times. The Force is what gives the Jedi its power. It's an energy field created by all living things. It surrounds us, penetrates us, it binds the galaxy together. Luke, your father wanted you to have this when you were old enough.
What is it?
It's your father's lightsaber. The weapon of a Jedi Knight. I was once a Jedi Knight. The same as your father.
This is where the fun begins.
They're all over me!
Lock on to him, R2. We got him.
General Kenobi, I've placed information vital to the survival of the rebellion into this R2 unit. You're my only hope.
I need your help, Luke. She needs your help.
I want to come with you. I want to learn the ways of the Force and become a Jedi like my father.
Han Solo, captain of the Millennium Falcon. You guys got yourselves a ship.
Oh my, I'd forgotten how much I hate space travel. I got him! Great kid! Don't get cocky!
I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you.
Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper? This is some rescue!
What the hell are you doing?
Somebody has to save our skins.
I think we're in trouble.
Certainly has courage.
What good will it do us if he gets himself killed?
This is it!
Let go your conscious self and act on instinct.
Feel the Force around you. You must unlearn what you have learned.
This is a dangerous time for you, when you will be tempted by the dark side of the Force. The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
Is it possible to learn this power?
Jedi.
Join me, and I will complete your training. You have only begun to discover your power. Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father. He told me you killed him. No, I am your father.
Your father was seduced by the dark side of the Force and became Darth Vader.
The Force is strong in my family. I had it. My father has it. And my sister has it. Yes. It's you, Leia.
If you choose to face Vader, you will do it alone.
There is good in him. I felt it. I have to face him.
Bring him on. I prefer a straight fight to all this sneaking around.
Don't know the power of the dark side.
I love you.
I know. Not bad for a little furball.
Welcome, young Skywalker. In time, you will call me Master. Now, fulfill your destiny and take your father's place at my side.
Never. I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
Now, go, my son.
I'll not leave you here. I've got to save you.
You already have.
Ever since Luke disappeared, people have been looking for him. He was training a new generation of Jedi. An apprentice turned against him, destroyed it all. I saw him. Leia, I saw her son.
Show me again the power of the darkness, and I will finish what you started, grandfather. If Skywalker returns, the new Jedi will rise.
Where do you come from? Classified, really? Me too. Big secret. I don't know your name.
Finn, what's yours?
I'm right. Follow me.
All right, let's light it up! I can do this. I can do this.
I can do this. I can do this.
Go straight at him. Don't let these thugs scare you.
Copy that.
We're with you, Paul. Did you see that? Outside!
This is a Millennium Falcon. You're Han Solo.
I used to be. I like this thing.
I like that Wookiee. Luke Skywalker. I thought he was a myth. That lightsaber was Luke's. And now it calls to you. Close your eyes. Feel it. The light. It's always been there. It will guide you. The belonging you seek is not behind you, it is ahead.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. When random guy clamped it.
So as you can see, when we first saw it in California.
Yeah. Hold on, I can't hear you when you're walking away. Or at least I should say facing away. Hold on. We'll wait till we get out here. Right over here.
So as you could see, as you heard, like from the first time that we saw it in California, where
Yep.
it basically just had the trailer, they actually added a longer segment for Force Awakens because obviously
It's a lot more detailed now.
Obviously, the stuff they have in there now would have been major spoilers.
Yeah.
So I guess, after the movie's been out for 6 months or whatever, they just didn't care anymore. They're just like, all right, if you haven't seen it by now, tough luck.
Exactly.
Oh, one more thing. I'd like to dedicate this show and the next show to Vinny Petrie, since he is our local Star Wars nut.
Yes. All right, now that we actually got some peace and quiet, you can actually email us at podcast@cfses.com. You can check us out at our site at cfses.com. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at JohnCFSS, and you can follow Anne Marie on Twitter and Instagram at AnneMarieCFSS, and you can obviously follow our main Twitter account at CentralFLSAS. And you can like us on Facebook, and you can head on over to our YouTube page at Central Florida Sights and Sounds. So on next week's show, we will be doing
Star Wars.
More Star Wars.
Spectacular.
Exactly. So we're going to be doing the Star Wars nighttime fireworks show that's here at Hollywood Studios that actually debuted back in June. June?
Yeah, it's June 18th.
June 18th.
The day we left for South Carolina.
That's right. So, yeah, we will be presenting that to you for all of that haven't had a chance to at least hear it. We will be videotaping that show as well. So
As a 360.
And also as a 360, yes.
Because I don't know how much people have heard about this show, but it is a little different than your normal fireworks show.
Yes, it is.
So, like, the only way I think to capture it is going to be the 360.
Yes. So, until next week, here from Disney's Hollywood Studios, I have been your host, John Kriegler, and say goodbye, Anne-Marie.
Goodbye, Anne-Marie.
And so long and have a magical week, everybody.
Ohana means family. Family means nobody
Nobody gets left behind.
or forgotten.